perfect title for this video.
Hi, my name's Oramaster101.
And I'm Zero.
And he's gonna get...
Today is the 4th of July, 2019. And what are we playing today, Nicola?
It's called Sundered, and it's an Eldritch Horror sort of thing, but I couldn't really find anything relating to 4th of July, so we're playing this.
Here's the thing that I want to talk about. The United States is currently a rogue fascist nation that refuses to obey international laws and is constantly, and it's ramping up, consistently attacking minority groups. Currently, in the United States of America, we have, as most of you would know about the migrant camps. Now, this has been covering the news quite a while. And, of course, like Ocasio-Cortez toured it, a couple other congressmen and senators toured them earlier this week. Found they have horrid conditions. People are really locked in cages, like animals. They don't have clean water. They don't have access to soap or toothbrushes. Children are forced to raise other children that they're not even related to. Horrible conditions. This is a very real thing in the United States right now. They are for-profit detention centers run by the former, I think, Secretary of Defense?
I don't know, probably.
Who came back, who left the company, became the Secretary of Defense, passed a bunch of laws in favor of these things, and then went back to being the job he had before Secretary of Defense. There are migrant camps in Texas, Arizona, and I want to say New Mexico. There are over I'm trying to find out some exact numbers real fast. I don't want to be wrong. How's your day going?
Oh, it's going okay, I guess. I've been really tired and lethargic for some reason. I don't know why. Jump.
So there's currently outbreaks of flu, chickenpox, and scabies.
What the fucking do? Vaccinate your kids!
I'm talking about in the camps.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you took a moment.
No, they can't vaccinate them because they're not given health care, Nick.
Okay, look, I thought we were talking about bad shit today. So, you know.
No, this is bad shit. That you can't get vaccinations if you don't have access to health care. Still enacted. This isn't about the camps, but Earlier this year, there was a Muslim ban. Actually, that was last year. There was a Muslim ban enacted, and it's still going on. Some facts about the migrant camps. According to federal government data, over 60% of the migrants are held in privately run for-profit immigrant prisons. From groups such as the GEO Group, Corrections Corporations of America, and Core Civics together. The median age has decreased from 35 of people imprisoned in said camps decreased from 35 in 2016 to around 16 in 2019. The average length of incarceration is almost 107 days, which is over a third of a year. And there are over 200 immigrant prisons in the United States. Another thing that happened this week was, okay, and this has to do with a lot of how the United States is fascism, but also how the policy of immigration works. So there's a law enacted in 1952 called the Immigration and Nationality Act, or the INA. It was, along with the 14th Amendment, qualifies eligibility for U.S. birthright and citizenship. The U.S. Department of State interprets the INA to mean that a child born abroad must be biologically related to a U.S. citizen that is a parent. There's a cuckoo clock above me.
You might want to repeat that.
So the United States Department of State has, since the George Bush administration, interpreted the INA to mean a child born abroad must be biologically related to a U.S. citizen as their parent. Previously, in the Obama administration, even if local law recognized it would recognize a surrogacy agreement and find the U.S. parents are legally the parents of the child conceived and born abroad. That child does have a biological connection. This past month, it was ruled that the child does not have a biological connection to the United States citizen parent. The child is not born as a U.S. citizen, for it has a parent that is not a U.S. citizen. So, especially in the case of surrogacy, they say that it falls to the person whose womb the child was in. And that's the citizenship of that child. So, under this law, even if both parents, this is especially affecting gay couples incredibly. Even if the parents are both United States born citizens, and they have a child with their combined DNA, but it's carried in another womb, surrogacy, that child is not considered to be born of wedlock and not eligible for U.S. citizenship. So, this is also paired with Mike Pence, who's the Vice President of the United States, has repeatedly targeted the LGBT and trans community. Well, the LGBT, more specifically the trans community, such as a military ban on trans individuals, enacting bathroom laws in several areas around the nation, has fought to try and classify biasly that being trans is a mental illness. Even though CDC and international law international rulings disagree with him. Today, the President of the United States, and I hate that I have to say, Donald Trump, organized a military parade. Despite harsh conditions and several disasters around the nation, he proceeded forward with it. And had a parade of tanks, jets, all kinds of military paraphernalia, including missiles, down Washington, D.C. All while praising himself and his name, saying that this was the grandest display of the freedom that could be instilled by the United States. In a country where we are saying that LGBT people, their marriages don't mean anything. In a country that they're finding that trans people are mentally ill. In a country that has repeated and constant problems with racial diversity and respect and police targeting, especially Latino communities, in a country that is literally locking up children separated from their families at the border in actual concentration camps. The United States is a rogue fascist state and needs to be held accountable. This has been Random Fact Thursday. It's been a bummer.